Look out across the South Pacific, and it is overwhelmingly, dizzyingly empty. Millions of square miles of open water. And yet, rising out of this deep blue expanse are ribbons of land so flat and narrow, it almost defies logic that they exist at all. The people of Tuvalu explain these atolls through a story shared across their islands. It starts with two ancient cosmic beings, Pusi, the eel, and Ali, the flounder. These two were once great friends, swimming together through an empty sea. But as friends often do, they started to argue. They wanted to see who was stronger. To settle the debate, they decided to carry a massive, impossibly heavy stone. The test of strength quickly escalated into a fight. They struggled until the massive stone slipped, crashing down and trapping the flounder completely beneath its immense weight. The flounder was crushed completely flat. His flattened body became the model for the coral atolls we see today. Narrow, level strips of land that barely rise above the surface of the ocean. The eel survived the brawl, but the effort left him sick and withered. He retreated to a hole and grew painfully thin. That long, slender shape became the biological model for the coconut palms that now provide the islands with food and shade. To honor his fallen friend, the eel tossed that heavy stone into the air. He threw it repeatedly, creating the day, the night, and the sky, before finally shattering it into 8 distinct pieces. Those 8 pieces became the main islands, giving the nation its name, Tuvalu, or 8 standing together. This cosmic battle forged the physical world, but the islands themselves remained empty. It would take a different kind of arrival, human heroes, to actually claim them. This antique map shows the South Pacific's scattered islands. Spirits may have built the land, but master Polynesian navigators populated it. These ancestors traveled outward from established cultures in Tonga, Samoa, and Fiji, carrying their traditions across the water. The physical vehicles for this migration were outrigger and double-hulled sailing canoes. As these ships navigated the immense ocean, they transported the people and the evolving mythologies that would eventually take root in Tuvalu. Each individual island adapted those imported stories into their own local epics. On the northern island of Nanumea, they trace their lineage back to a founding ancestor named Tefalaha, a warrior who sailed in from Tonga. When Tefalaha arrived, 2 women, Pai and Vau, were already living there. In a battle of wits to claim the land, Tefalaha tricked the women into revealing their names, which gave him power over them. Defeated, they were forced to flee. As they left, sand spilled from their woven baskets, forming the small islets that surround Nanumea today. Generations later, the island faced an external threat. A Tongan prince was accidentally blinded by a fisherman's hook, prompting a revenge-driven raiding party led by a giant. It fell to Tefalaha's descendant, Lapi, to defend the island. To fight the giant, Lapi armed himself with the kamumaile. This was a wooden spear originally brought from Samoa by Tefalaha, an heirloom carrying the spiritual weight of their ancestors' military history. Out on the southwestern reef flat, Lapi stood ready to face his massive enemy. Calling on his ancestors for strength, Lapi fought a brutal clash. He struck down the giant Tula Papua, securing the island for his family. When you look past the giants and magical weapons, these stories serve a vital purpose. The tale of Tefalaha tricking the first inhabitants to claim the land and Lapi fighting off a Tongan raiding party preserves the community's memory of who arrived first, who invaded, and how the current families earned their place on the reef. These ancestral traditions remain active today, shaping the way modern Tuvaluans interact with their environment. Because the eel's sacrifice is central to the creation of the islands, the moray eel is considered tapu, or sacred. Out of deep respect for that foundational story, it is strictly forbidden to eat them. The legendary ancestors are treated with the same reverence. Tefalaha is still seen as a protective presence, and his name is invoked by locals who need strength or guidance to face modern challenges. There is even a daily ritual on Nanumea to honor him. When finishing a drink of coconut sap, locals will pour the final drops onto the ground and chant Tefalaha Tohoa, calling on the ancient warrior as a friend and ally. From the battles that shaped the reefs to the warriors who defended them, this oral tradition remains the thread that connects the islands. It is a shared memory that continues to bind the eight standing together in the modern era.